Welcome to the FarMore podcast, where we are going to inspire people to become way more than what they expected. During this show, we are going to be interviewing people. We are going to be interviewing guests and seeing at what moment did they realize they had to become far more. We thank you for tuning in. Let's get it popping. Today, I'll be getting interviewed, letting you guys know a little bit more about the company, about FarMore, about the brand, about what it means. And I want to just give you guys an insight on how things are going to work moving forward. And when we bring guests on, how we're going to interview them. So you may be asking, why does this world need another podcast? Why does this world need another person who's trying to step on a platform? Well, I want to tell you guys, this one's going to be a little different. Oftentimes, we feel like we're the only ones going through struggles. We feel like we're the only ones who have to deal with something, and we feel like we got to do it alone. I want to bring a platform where we bring people who are successful in and let you know a little bit about their story. Let you know it wasn't easy for them to get to the top, to climb those tall mountains, to face the obstacles that they have in their life. Oftentimes we look at people of success and we think they just shot right to the top. And most of the time that's never how it happens. They go through things and they have to find out when they're going to become far more.
So who is Z4? Who is Isaiah Williams?
So I was somebody, man, I've been doubted all my life, kind of put down. You know, it started in 4th grade. My teacher told me and my best friend that we weren't going to be anything, amount to anything, you know, typical kind of story. And then I grew up, I was a bad kid. You know what I'm saying? I went to Mount Airy Christian Academy. Then after that, I went to Wolf Canyon. I was just somebody who always, I feel like, had to defeat odds in my life. I was somebody who always had to overcome adversity. You know what I'm saying? So I learned throughout that process that sometimes it takes believing in yourself to go to that next level, believing in yourself to take it up that notch. Of course, I had a family, I had a village, you know, behind me. That's important too, because we can't do this alone. There's no such thing as a self-made man. There's no such thing. Every single person has somebody who's believed in them along the way. And for me, that person was a coach, and his name was Coach Ellis.
So tell us how you grew up. You involved in any sports? How were you family wise? Did you grow up in San Diego? How was that for you?
Yeah, so I grew up in San Diego. I grew up with my family members, my mom, my dad. I have 2 sisters. I'm the middle child. So I grew up playing sports. I've been playing football since I was 5 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up playing sports my whole life. That was just kind of what I did.
Football, that was your thing, right?
Yeah, football was my thing.
So what made you go to Olympia? That's what you went to high school.
I was actually trying to go to OTI, but my dad was like, nah, you're not going to, he's going to Olympian because he's seen how the program kind of transformed and changed because it is a newer school. So he's seen how the program evolved and changed super quick. So he was like, nah, you're going there. And he wanted to get me away from the friend group I was hanging out with, which was, honestly, the best decision that I've ever made in my life was going to Olympia because I was able to evolve. I was able to face those challenges, that adversity. I was able to overcome it. You know what I'm saying there. So that was the best decision.
That's where you met Coach Ellis.
Yep, that's exactly where I met Coach Ellis. So Coach Ellis, man, my athletic director at the time, like I said, I was a bad kid, but my athletic director at the time, he was like, man, don't put him on your team. Don't put him on your team. He has character issues. So my mom and my dad had to go up there with a whole sheet on what character meant and stuff like that because he didn't even know me. But Coach Ellis seen something in me. He believed in me. And that's when I feel like my life truly changed. I started getting better grades. I started going to school. I started getting college interest, recruited more. And yeah, it took that one person to believe in me though.
So what sports was you playing at Olympia?
So I played football, basketball, and I ran track my senior year. So I was really just a two-sport athlete.
And y'all was pretty nice a couple of them years. Right?
Yeah. We went 30-4. After 30-4, we went to CIF. So I went to CIF. Another thing about adversity, I went to CIF, the championship game, twice, and I lost both in my junior year. And then my senior year, we did all right in both sports, but junior year, we were nice.
Okay, so after Olympia, what's the next move you make?
So after Olympia, so just to speak about Olympian, I had college coaches coming. I had Washington State, Arizona, and they would always talk about my speed. They were like, you're talented enough, but we recruit speed, especially being in that Pac-12. You know, people know speed over there, but that kind of hurt. And then senior year, I didn't get the offers I wanted. I only had one D2 offer. So then I had to go JUCO, and I went to JUCO. After JUCO, I had to get out the mud.
What JUCO?
San Diego Mesa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get there,
Mm-hmm.
trying to play football, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get there, start playing receiver. How was your freshman year for you?
It went good. I didn't start at first, so I mean, if you guys noticed in the story, I'm always faced against something. So when I got there, I didn't start at first. The coaches, they were like, "Oh, well, where are you going to play?" Because in high school, I played everything. So they were trying to figure out what I was supposed to play, and I had to literally just go to work, prove myself to them, and then I ended up starting mid-season, and then by the end of the season, I had a Division I scholarship.
How'd y'all do season wise? It's like, how was your season?
We were all right. I did good though.
Yeah, you tried to get the offer. Huh?
Yeah, I went crazy. I had to snag
that
that offer. I was trying to get out of there, man. JUCO was crazy.
So your next move, you did this after your freshman year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Southern Utah.
Yep.
Was that the only offer you had?
Yep. So the first offer I had, I prayed. Once I prayed to God, it was my first time actually coming to God and being like, God, I just don't know what to do. And I was driving on the freeway, and He said, go. So I called the coach right up, and I was like, I'm coming.
So you get to Southern Utah, like,
yeah,
you from San Diego, so it's
yeah.
like that change in lifestyle must have been crazy. So like, how did you make that switch?
Man, for real. So, I mean, I luckily had some good roommates. So, in college, what I'm saying, you went to college, so like your roommates, like, and the people, your environment is what makes it fun. Mm-hmm. It's like when you going through the snow and it's 40 degrees outside, coach talking about you got conditioning and it's snowing, you ain't trying to do all that, man. So, the environment, the people that I had around me was great. It was like perfect.
It's your sophomore season now, right?
Yeah.
So did you start playing? Did you start playing immediately, or how was that?
No, actually, no, I didn't. So it was a struggle for me to learn the playbook. So I was struggling to learn the playbook. I got it a little bit too late, and when I got it, I was going crazy in practice to the point where the DC was coming up to our head coach getting in arguments like, put him in the game, like, we need him, because we were trash that year. So he was like, we need him, put him in the game. And I was going crazy versus the ones, you know how that going, like little scout teams. Actually, I got the scout little player of the year and stuff like that. Like, I was going crazy, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the coach just didn't want to play me. And it kind of brought a lot of questions to my head. Like, okay, God, you told me to come here. And I didn't have a relationship with God, but I was like, you told me to come here and it's not working. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going crazy right now and it's just not working. And then the next year, they switched my position.
Did you redshirt?
Yeah, so I ended up redshirting. And then the next year, they switched my position to running back. And I was fighting it for so long. Like, I was like, no, I'm not playing running back. Like, I don't care what y'all say. But then they switched my position. So that was just more of a challenge. They were like, if you going to play here, you going to play running back. So I was like, all right. And then I switched my position. So that was another little change I had to go through.
So was that like an easy change, or was it like?
Nah, I tried to bounce everything because, receiver used to being in space. But I had to learn how to run between the tackles. But, I mean, in the long run, it ended up to be good.
So your red shirt sophomore year, was you on the field?
No, I still wasn't playing. But I would still work hard. But more so off the field issues, distractions were kind of keeping me off the field and stuff like that. So it was more so that.
Yeah, that's when you made the change to running back, right?
Yes.
So you just like getting more practice reps, staying right.
Yeah, trying to stay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So red shirt junior year, what's going on?
So I got on the field. I was playing whatever, but you got to remember we had the COVID year. Mm-hmm. So it was actually my red shirt sophomore year. The COVID year was the next year following my freshman year. So it actually turned out to be good because God told me to go. I didn't realize this in the time because sometimes God tells us to do things and we don't realize that He sees everything. So when He told me to go, I was there, I redshirted. And then the following year was the COVID year. So, and then after that COVID year, I didn't play. That's when I made the first switch. And then my redshirt sophomore year, quote unquote, that's when I got on the field for the first time. And then I played and I had a lot of success. So I was playing and then the coach, I was the number one back in camp. And then the coach was like, oh, we're going to do a 10 running back rotation, like out of nowhere. And more stuff to go against, but
kept going.
Had to.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. But so how was your season that year? Was you like the leading back?
Yeah, so I was leading in rushing yards, touchdowns, but I wasn't starting.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
I mean, I played only like 4 or 5 games, and I was already the leader rushing back.
So now we're going into your redshirt junior year.
Yeah. So now it's redshirt
So
junior.
what year is that?
I think it's
Can't remember the year,
2022.
but yeah, how was that? Was you should be starting by now, right?
No. So I went on a trip. My fault again. I came back a little late, and the coach was mad. So he was like, "You're gonna be the 10 running back on the depth chart." So then I had to fight my way past the freshmen, past everybody in camp. And the first 4 games, I was just on special teams. I was back to being on scout again. So it's like I kind of, after being a leading back, rushing, whatever, I kind of got taken back to being on scout again. But this time I had a different mindset. And that's kind of what FarMore is, we're all going to go through adversity. We all going to go through challenges. We all going to go through setbacks. But I mean, what matters when you go through those setbacks is, did you learn from them? Because if you learn from them, then it's no longer a loss. It's a win. So I learned from the time that I was complaining so much when I was a freshman, a redshirt freshman at Southern Utah. I learned from that moment, because since I was complaining so much, it took away from my play to get on the field. But this time when I went through it, I didn't do no complaining. I went on scout. I was going crazy every day. I forced them to put me in the game. Like, you're going to have to play me. And then that season, I ended up being the lead back again in touchdowns. I think rushing yards as well. And then that's when the pivot moment hit.
Now, I like that you spoke about like adversity, because you went through some trials off the field too, right?
Yeah.
So can you talk to us more about that?
I mean, man, I was just stuck in sin. Honestly, like, I was stuck in addiction, just smoking all the time. I had the right intentions, but I just had the wrong execution. And sometimes that be us. Like, we got the right intentions, we got the right plan, we got the right things in place, but we just got the wrong execution. So that's kind of what happened.
So you still at Southern Utah after your redshirt junior year?
Yeah. So I transferred.
And you decided to transfer?
Yeah. I had my daughter, so I had my baby, and that was kind of the changing point of my life. That's when I had to notice I had to be FarMore, because I had my little girl, and she came up to visit me. I held her in my hands. I said, man, I can't be away from this for too long. So, and then I transferred to the University of San Diego, and that's when I finished my senior year, and that's when everything came together.
So you make that move to USD, you said?
Yeah.
So did you graduate? Did you graduate from?
Yeah, so I graduated from from Southern Utah, 4 years. So I did 4 years, and then I got a minor. So I did business management and general studies. Yeah.
Okay, so you graduate from Southern Utah, get to USD. What's the plan there?
Shoot, go crazy and hit league. I got a daughter now, so I remember praying to God in the shower, and I'm like, God, because it says seek and you shall find. So I remember praying to God in the shower even before I made the move, and I'm just like, God, I need motivation. I need inspiration. I need a sign. I need to know you're here. And just to take it a little back, that next game I had 3 touchdowns. Best game I probably played in my career. That following week, I started. First start. Best game of my career. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, God, like, I appreciate that. And then I had my daughter. And even though I had her the wrong way, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you want to get married first and stuff. Even though I had her the wrong way, it still became a blessing in my life. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of like I said, again, my FarMore moment, to where it's like, okay, this is more than even me now. Like, I have a daughter. So fast forward to when I hit USD, I'm like, man, I got to go crazy. Like, I got to hit league. Like, I was working out crazy when I was at Southern Utah, but I took it to a whole nother level, to where I just wasn't taking a day off. Like, I told myself, you know what, you're going to do something to get better every single day. Something's going to get you better every single day. And that's kind of the moment where I started becoming far more than any circumstance, far more than any limitation, far more than any limit that somebody ever tried to put on me. And I just started believing in God and myself, and the people that He already placed around me. And that's the moment that I started to become great in my own way.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because we always believe in God, but we never live it. So like at Southern Utah, I know you believe in God, but we still smoking, drinking, doing all, having sex. So we doing all those type of things still. So like, would you say that move to USD is when you had that shift in mindset when you talk about God more?
Yeah, yeah, I had a big shift, because so often we talk about it, but we don't do it. And that's the same thing in a worldly standard of, so often we talk about wanting to be great, but we don't take the proper steps. And it's like, so often we talk about wanting to be in that relationship with God, but we don't take the proper steps. And I had to realize that at the end of the day, he always had my best interest. He always had my back. Every time somebody doubted me, every time somebody said I couldn't do it, God said I could. And once I started realizing that, that's when I started to believe in him more. That's when I started to go to church more. That's when I started to surround myself with the church community. And then USD came. I wasn't even looking for that opportunity. There was coaches calling me, then they would just stop calling me. And then I was at a workout, had a headache, wasn't even gonna go in, but God told me to go into that workout. And when I went into that workout, the USD coach was right there waiting for me. Like it was like a package arrived on my doorstep that God gave me. And God works miracles.
Yeah, that's crazy. So like, you got involved in the church in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
You like, who would you say got you involved in the church?
So my boy Toa, we kind of helped each other, and that's another thing about being FarMore is you may think when we make that statement it's about you, but really it's about the others around you and how God puts people around you to help you get to a certain destiny, each and every person, whether that be a family member, whether that be an uncle, whether that be a cousin, whether that be a best friend. And for me, who he's been using and who he's still using in my life spiritually to help me elevate, to help me get to better levels is my boy Toa.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a great friend right there. So
Yeah.
like, basically changed the way you view things
Mm-hmm.
and got you to the church.
Yep.
You got baptized.
Yeah, I did.
Talk about that.
I mean, it was a crazy experience, but I mean, when you get baptized, you're kind of joining in the death of Jesus, the death and the resurrection. So you're burying your old self and coming back new. But that comes with a lot of spiritual things. You know what I'm saying? That comes with a lot of spiritual, demonic, pretty much attacking you all the time. You know what I'm saying? So when I got to USD, it kind of hit right away. Like we had a hazing incident. After we had a hazing incident from like a tradition that was years before me. As soon as I get there, we had a hazing incident. So and then I lost pretty much the whole team was kind of like everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, me and my baby's mother, we're on good terms now, but then that thing started happening. So, and then I didn't get to see my daughter for 6 months. So this was in the middle of supposedly the biggest season of my life. We supposed to go lead. But one thing I noticed during this all was God gave me peace through it all. No matter what was going on around me this time, I didn't have to run the drugs. I didn't have to run the weed because I was at peace. I didn't see my daughter. I went from seeing my daughter every day to not seeing her for a long period of time. And I had that peace still. So that's what kind of helped me get better. And then fast forward to season, that's when it went crazy.
So now we get to your last season at USD.
Yeah.
Going through all these things off the field, like you still got to lock in on the season.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, how was you able to commit to that season, still be committed to football, knowing that you want to do better for your daughter? So it's like, talk more about that. And like, I know you got a hunger to you.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the USD season at all.
I mean, yeah, like I said, it was just really, I can't even really take credit because it was really just God just helping me get through it. You know what I'm saying? And just when you fixate your eyes on the bigger picture and the bigger purpose, then you could push through those things. And that's what I was doing. I was fixating my eyes on God and understanding that no matter what was going on, he was going to work all things out for the betterment of me. And I just held tight to that. So that's what happened. And then fast forward to season, we're playing in season. I don't know, a lot of people don't know this, but for the first 3 games, I didn't have the whole starting line. We didn't have our quarterback. So our whole team was missing, but I mean, throughout those first 3 games, I was still able to go like top 3 in the country in rushing yards per game at that specific time. And then after that, the season went great. I mean, it was my best season. I was able to go top 10 in the country and rushing yards per game. I was like 9 or something like that. And I pretty much, one of the games, I only had 9 yards because we didn't have our O-line and we played a good team. One of the games I didn't play. And yeah, the other game I was kind of like splitting reps. We were doing a little new game plan. So really I was missing like 2 games, you know what I'm saying? And I was still able to accomplished that. First team all league, top like 10, top 8 or something like that in USD history ever for single rushing yards in the season. So, and that school has a rich tradition. You know what I'm saying? That school's been open for so many years. So when I look back and I seen that I accomplished all that through Christ, I mean, that meant a lot.
So I'm sure you had a great season because I was at a couple of games too.
Yeah,
so,
facts. My dog was turned.
You had to. But so we in that season, right? Like, what's the plan after that? Like, are we starting the combine training? Like,
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I mean, my agent was telling me like since I had such a great season, I was big, I was in shape, like 4th round. If I ran a fast time, but the least that could happen is I just go undrafted. But I'm like, okay, so bet I'm getting a shot. So then I'm working out for the pre-draft process, and then a month before the draft or before the process, I pull my hamstring. So then more adversity hit, and man, that still kind of hurts to this day because I worked so hard, I fought so much adversity to get right in the moment where I needed to be, and then right when I got there, something happens again, and yeah, I wasn't able to put my best foot forward at the pro day. I ran a slow 40, and you know that's what they care about, you know what I'm saying? So I ran a slow 40, and it just didn't work out. I didn't get picked up, drafted, signed, no mini camp, no nothing after being top 10 in the country. So, I mean, that was kind of a tough pill to swallow for a long time.
Yeah, and it's hard because like I was an athlete too, so we always talk about like transition after football.
Yeah,
but we never want to quit football. So it's
yeah.
like, did you try to play any other leagues, or like what's your move after you realized that the NFL was enough?
So really, I was just trusting in God because I thought that's what God wanted me to do. I was just, kind of just still pursuing it. I was still going. I was still working out every day hard without seeing no results. I mean, up until this point of this podcast, I barely stopped working out a month ago. You know what I'm saying? But up until the month ago, I was still working out 3 times a day because I felt like God wanted me to still play football. Every time I would pray to him, he would just say, be patient. And I'll be like, all right, I'm going to be patient. And then I went to a UFL tryout. I ran a faster 40 at a heavier. I was 230, and I think I ran 4.6 at 230 pounds. So that was a good 40 for me. I put up good numbers, and then all the general managers in the UFL got fired. So that was your way in. I was talking to one, and he was like, man, we like you. And then he got fired. So, and then I was just like, all right, whatever. So, and then I still kept going. I mean, at this point, adversity is nothing new. You know what I'm saying? So I still kept going. And then actually a month ago, I was praying. I was in a sauna, and God kind of told me, he was like, do you want to chase your dreams or be a disciple? Which was crazy to me because when he told me, do I want to chase my dreams or be a disciple, I actually got in contact with the Chiefs. I got in contact with the Chargers. I got in contact with the agent, who's one of the best agents in the game. And I got in contact with them, and it felt like my dreams were finally about to come true. And then God spoke that to me, and I had to make a decision, and I had to kind of change it. So I made that decision to be a disciple, and now we're here. But that decision made me cry till 5 a.m. though, but it is what it is.
And you talk about that decision to be a disciple, like you come up with FarMore now. Mm-hmm. So like, what's the message behind that?
So when I came up with WeAreFarMore, it's something to incorporate people, because I feel like so often we build up so much for ourselves that we forget the people around us. So when I said WeAreFarMore, I could have said I am FarMore, but I wanted to make the more message about we and connecting people and bringing people together, because we are. I thought I was just a football player. I thought I was just somebody who did that. I placed my identity in that, but it turns out that far more. I could impact more lives. I could coach people. I could do things like that. So, yeah.
So we get to WeAreFarMore. Like, what is it that you're doing? Like, are you starting to like try to train kids, get them more into God? Like, what's your
my mission?
Yeah, your mission with that.
Yeah. So right now we have a college readiness program to where the kids pretty much get everything they need to get ready for college. You get those tutors, you get training, you get it's a bundle of things that these kids get, in order to get ready for college. We have around 3 athletes right now who have gained 20 pounds, went up in their GPA. Their parents have been calling me like, I don't know what you're doing with my kid, but it's working. They're becoming more disciplined. One kid's about to start a barber shop, so we're gonna work with him with the barber shop and do that type of thing. Try to build that business up for him and stuff like that. So it's just a full package of getting these kids launching their career, because oftentimes I feel like people get lost in the transition of when, oh, I don't know what to do, and they pick up the wrong habits. So if we could get kids from that transition point to already have a plan in place to go attack after high school, that's kind of what our goal. Because I mean, at the end of the day, not everybody's gonna make the NFL. I mean, not everybody's gonna make even Division I, but if God blesses you with breath, you gotta move on and live. So we're trying to get people ready for the next steps in life and plan for it.
Yeah, I like that you're doing that, because like you're not just trying to get these guys to college just by playing a sport. Like you're trying to prepare them for life.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Like you're trying to make sure there's life after football too.
Yeah.
Life after sports.
Yes.
So it's like, I like that you're trying to get into that more and just speak more about that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, like I said, we got a couple guys going to JUCO right now, just helping them with that transition. A couple guys going in the Army, so just helping them with that transition. Okay, you're going in the Army, you're going to get up and I'm going to be yelling in your face. I'm going to be doing these things. Just the more prepared you could be, I've learned in my life, the more prepared you are for a situation, the better you'll be. That's why you see so many athletes, kids making it and stuff like that, because it's not by mistake. They're just prepared for it more than the next person, because being a pro athlete or being a pro in any profession is about being a pro, being a professional in that area. You know, you got to know what you're doing. You got to know how to attack it, and you get advantages from it. So trying to give these kids an advantage in life.
So with you, like, what would you say was your FarMore moment? What message were you trying to send with that?
So, I mean, just to pivot back to that and go back to that, my FarMore moment was when I just had to continue to keep defeating odds. And honestly, when I had my daughter, when I found God, for me personally, that moment changed my life forever. It shifted my perspective on things. It shifted my viewpoint on things. It shifted the way I look at things, the way I look at this world, you know, the way I look at, you know, how people think. Because like I said before, earlier in this podcast, like so many times we feel like we're alone. But I mean, even when I look in this room right now, you know, it's a whole production team, you know, trying to get a message out, you know what I'm saying? And if it was just me, it wouldn't be like this, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate all y'all, but I mean, you can't do this alone. And that's one thing I had to realize in the journey is so many people try to say they're self-made, but that's literally impossible. You know, ain't no self-made man. You know, you may do a lot of work by yourself, but somebody believed in you. Somebody pushed you along the way. And for the people who don't have that support system, you know, I want this podcast we want to be your family. We want to be your support system. We want to be the people that you could turn on an episode and get something from it, that it makes your day better. We want to encourage you to be far more than what you think you could be, far more than what you think you got inside you, because there's always another level, and that's what we're going to push you to.